Hey everybody, this is Mr. Extraordin with yet another video. Thanks everybody for checking us in, for joining in and checking this video out. This is something completely new. It's something that we've been meaning to do for a while. I think this is probably like our third or fourth week. Not alone. This is something new. Like I said, it's a new podcast altogether. We're gonna be talking hip hop, all things hip hop. My hip hop knowledge is laughable. I told these guys from the jump, but hey, these guys come highly recommended by a mutual friend. He said, dude, if you want to know anything about hip hop, there's some hip hop heads that can teach you a lot about hip hop. And I love the thing, man. I love the thing. So yeah, man. So we're gonna be starting something. We don't really have a name yet. Jean said we should just call it hip hop. So yeah, it's called hip.
Yo,
And so yeah, guys, can you just introduce yourselves to the audience, whoever's watching?
yo, yo, what up? I'm Eves. I don't know why he keeps calling me Jean. It's Eves, but yeah,
Oh, Eves. Oh, sorry, Eves. All right, all right.
it's, yeah, Bucks, you can go.
What's up? My name is Box Preferred BUX. Yeah, like he's saying, ain't no government names in hip hop, bro. Ain't nobody got a government.
Not even Tupac. Not even Tupac is Tupac's. That's not even his government name, right? I only found out this
Yeah,
like
man.
what last month.
Yes, it's been
Sorry.
a month and a half.
Like I only found out last month that Tupac is not his real name. Like he has a real government name. His mom changed his name
Yeah,
later on. Or something.
Was that Tupac?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Hey, bro, it's crazy.
I,
I didn't
I
even
saw
know that.
something on it. I just didn't read. I didn't read anything, but I'd seen something on it on a YouTube short.
Yeah, me too. But before we get into it, guys, I just want you guys to just give me some background, man. When did you guys fall in love with hip hop, man? I know this is gonna be a short one, but I just thought we should, you know, start with the origins. How you guys got to fall in love with hip hop? What were you listening to? Who inspired you?
Shit. On my side, it was actually early years. I was probably like, I don't know, 10, 11. And my brother, my older brother, was the one that used to play hip hop, you know, and introduced me to DMX actually. DMX is
Oh
one of
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, that's one of the
Oh,
first people I actually heard. And then yeah, and once I started becoming conscious, so to say, like
Hmm.
as a 10-year-old, you don't really know what's going on in the world. But once you start opening your eyes, that's when I started listening myself. And yeah, after DMX, it was Dipset, Cameron, Jim Jones, Joel's, Freaky Zeke. And yeah, that's where it all started. That yeah.
Hey, you started listening to like these serious lyricists. You're
Rap
not like us who started who's yeah, like rappers. Like, bruh,
rap
I think like the first song I listened to was like, I wish I was a little bit tall. I wish I was a man. And you remember that song? I don't even know who does that song.
ABC Rap.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I started with those guys. But obviously I got inspired by your Missy Elliott's and Busta Rhymes and obviously your Tupacs and like the basic people like everybody else gets your Will Smiths, but when you're talking about your Jim Joneses, I'm like, yo, that's some heavy stuff, bro.
I won't lie to
You know
you.
what's
This is the
interesting,
first.
bro, about
Pardon?
his story. What's very interesting about his story is that he was actually listening to hip hop before he actually understood like English because he's French speaking as well.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
whenever he used to tell me like, "Yo, bro, I didn't know what these guys were saying, but I was saying some of these words and everything," it always blew my mind. That's how good he could find the hip hop at the time because he wasn't English speaking.
That's
right,
that's how you know that the music is good. Like when you don't gotta understand it to actually,
right,
connect with
right.
it.
That's true. A new box.
For me, it was also I think almost for everybody because almost for everybody close to our age group, it has what you call this. It's got that sibling. So I've got an older cousin, so I think it's always got a teaching from an older sibling because they have the ability to access the content. They have the ability to
Hmm.
actually get the music. You're still a little bit young, but also same around the same age, also 9, 10. Um, I had a cousin of mine. I would always go visit him in the holidays, and yeah, it would be banging, man. Bone Thugs,
Yo.
um, some Busta, Wu Tang. He was like really into all of that at the time, and then even my mother can like confess to this. Like I had like a strong falling for like Bone Thugs at that time. I was like, whoa,
Mm.
man. I think even like still now, I like rap and all, right? I really got mad love, but I love it when somebody can bring like a melody to it, like when you rap with
Yeah.
melody, damn,
Yeah.
homie,
Yeah. Yeah.
you got it to sing. Like, there's a period it went away where like when it came back, like with the Drake and people were like, it's so suspicious to be a singer rapper. I was like, what do you
Right.
mean? Like that boom, 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 boom. They're singing there. They're not saying boom, boom,
Bone,
boom.
bone,
So like
bone, bone, bone. Tell me
exactly,
what you
you know,
gonna do.
exactly. So like yeah, around that time, and then I think going into my own flavor, I had like mad love for like Dr. Dre, the Chronic, yeah,
Yo.
the Chronic all
I
the way,
hear
the
I
Chronic.
hear that's one of the best. That's one of the best albums of all time, bro. Is that true?
Yes, oh man. Okay, I put it up against Get Rich or Die Trying for me. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
that's
But it still makes sense because Dre was also involved in Get Rich or Die Trying. So, you know,
so like yo man, you can see the masterpiece in both of them, bro.
I would love to hear a hip hop convo. Not saying that there's anything wrong with Dr. Dre, but I'd love to hear a hip hop convo where he's not mentioned. Like our generation
yeah,
won't mention his name. But
yeah,
that's a story for another day. You sometimes, not saying that that's what you're doing, but
yeah.
sometimes it feels like we are forced to mention Dre and Tupac as, our. I don't know.
Mm,
That's
mm.
that's a random thought I had.
No, that's a good point, man, because almost everybody mentions those guys, man. Like, I don't want to lie to you guys, man, but not a month goes by without me listening to someone talk about Tupac. Whether it's on radio or whether I'm reading a book or
Yeah.
Tupac is just mentioned somewhere, though. And you can see how influential he was to a point where, yeah, someone is mentioning him somewhere. Him, Biggie,
You know,
and Eminem.
one of the most interesting things that I actually recently heard, right? From actually, I think it was a 50 Cent clip, right? I think, this is also to say maybe why they're so timeless in the culture and why they find their way to navigate in any conversation is if you look at like the person themselves when it comes to creating their art, the obsession that they have, right? This is like in terms of Dre, right? That there was a period in hip hop, not even in hip hop, just like in almost say in black culture, where like musically, if your music wasn't doing so well, you would go there. You'd have that influence into the R&B and into the hip hop, which
Yes.
like now is stretched on for so long, right? That even like new producers today, when they're sampling something or when they're getting some form of creativity, they're still gonna mention like, yo, I once watched the Dr. Dre interview where he said he did this,
Right.
this, and this. So I
Right.
think that's when the influence goes on. And then in terms of like the Tupac thing, 50 was like, yo, man, Pac wasn't that good lyrically. Like he wasn't like your best lyricist. He wasn't actually
Yes.
that good at
Yes.
all to his own rating. But he had that passion that when he said something, it would be like, damn, this nigga. And I think that's why he reigns on for so long. But like in terms of um my hip hop list of goats, I'm gonna be real. He doesn't feature there. He doesn't cater to me like
None.
Who's on your list? Who's on your
that's
list? Let's say a list, guys. I'm curious to know who's on your list. Can we start with you?
Who, me or him?
Yeah, you. Sorry.
Shit, on my list. Okay, I'll name them
holy
first.
shit, switch it up, bro.
I'll name them first, then I'll put them in order, right?
Sure.
Because right now I can't think of it in order. But I'll put obviously the the greatest poet of our generation, Drizzy Drake. You know, we
Everything.
do not hip hop without mentioning him. Okay,
Shout out.
I think the list varies, right? Because obviously years pass, some more people come, you know. But if I can think off the top of my head right now, Drake, Tory Lanez, um, The Game, Cameron, and I'll come back with the fifth one. I'm still
I
I'm still trying to
sure.
figure it out. So I'll come back with the fifth one.
And you, bro?
I like my boy just did. I gotta hit you with the disclaimer before I get reckless with my mouth. That the list always changes. Because time
For
comes
sure.
and new sounds have developed, and then it's like, yo, that nigga was popping that time, and also artists. For example, like my list of GOAT artists and albums actually are not the same. Funny enough, right? Um,
Right.
okay, off the rip, yo, everybody in Griselda, like yes, everybody in Griselda, Conway the Machine, Benny the Butcher, West Side Gun, um, obviously like yo, Do Right and Kill Everything, bro. Like Drizzy, like come on, like what? You gotta put Drizzy there, bro.
Right.
And then oh man, this guy, like, yo, I can't believe you put Tory, like Tory fire, man. I gotta put Tory there as well. You reminded me, yo, Tory fire, bro. Okay. And then like, yo, I gotta throw like a local cat. Who's this? Pretty like yes, his Soil album did the most for me. And I actually revisited like a couple of weeks ago. So like yeah, I gotta throw an ugly there. Yeah, I think off the top, like that's who I can think of. I'm
Shout out. Hey.
into I'm into more grimy hip hop, like all the gangster shit. But like the conscious part is, I guess I'd say like the pretty part.
Right. Right. Hey, like you guys have mentioned, for me right now, man, I would say it's the four guys from Coast Contra, bro. Those guys for me are doing the most. Raz Austin, Taj Austin, Eric Jamal, and I think it's Rio or Rico. Oh man, I've just been bumping
Mm-hmm.
those guys like ever since I spoke to you guys
Since
about
that
those guys.
day.
Since that day, bro, I've been listening to those guys every single day, dog. Like, yo, those guys are on another level for me. Like for me,
Yeah,
give me that
I can see that we
old school
got back
hip
in the
hop.
group, like, oh, yeah, okay, cool. So we link up on the chat, like, this is what we're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about this right here. I want to talk about this right here.
Yeah, bro. Cause I mean, they released that latest freestyle. When was this? I think they released it 3 weeks ago, and they're already on a million views. And I mean, they're still not that known. You know, I know Kendrick has done better numbers, better views and stuff, but man,
Yo,
those
son,
guys are
we
on
gotta run
another.
it back. Yo, man, we forgot to put J. Cole. I forgot to put J. Cole. Sorry.
I was about to say.
Yo, switch on the left.
I was about hold on. Hold on. Do you see how fucked up that is? That he mentions Kendrick and we all went to Cole. That's
Yeah. That's why I was laughing. That's why I was laughing because it's like the minute I said Kendrick, both of you were like, oh, cool.
Cole.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
So,
man, like, yo,
That's my
the
fifth
funny thing
one.
is, I was thinking about it when he was saying it, right? And then when he was like, got to the mic, and then like it just slipped my head. Yeah. Gotta throw in
so
Cole, bro.
does it mean that Cole is better than Kendrick?
By far.
Uh, in my books, yes, right. In my books, yes, he's overlooked because of many reasons, right?
Right.
But like, let me tell you this, like I sent a message today, right? Saying this, things that make people cringe, right? The
Right.
fact that there's some things that make me cringe and don't make you cringe. So cringing is basically relative. That also makes me
Right.
understand that, what you could possibly find so dope about Kendrick Lamar is something maybe I just keep like, he's cool, right? But what J. Cole caters to me is something so different, like something so different. There's a simplicity to how good he is that boggles my
Mm,
mind, right? And then there's a complexity to how Kendrick is as a rapper that makes other people like that. You know, some people like it when the guy spits 25 syllables and 35 hidden metaphors, and now you gotta go print lyrics out, and we have to sit at somebody's house and we have to highlight, oh, did you see the like some people like that. And there's nothing wrong with it, you know, there's nothing wrong with it at all. I'm not taking away anything from Kendrick, but there's something that's always been so simple about how good J. Cole is, you know, just like as a rapper. So simple, bars and delivery, just been so nice and clean.
So just to add, actually, I'm not adding on. I'm actually going the opposite direction. I don't think Kendrick is that good. I really don't. There is this thing where I believe for some reason the more animated you are as a rapper, the more people go crazy over what you say. Like there was a very interesting project I did the last time where you know, with this new AI thing and everything, I extracted Kendrick's vocals and then I put them on Travis Scott. So it's Travis Scott rapping the same way as Kendrick, saying the same exact things. And I was playing that for my brother, and he didn't like it. It was shit. And I usually say the same thing, whereby it's like when you listen to Kendrick, if you put any other rapper and you give him the same lyrics, same way to deliver it, chances are people won't like it. So yes, they might gravitate towards Kendrick as it's the full package, like the way his art is presented. It's like it's a package, so that's why it works for him. But I try, not I try to, but when I'm listening to him, I look past it, and for some reason, it really doesn't resonate with me. Like, yes, the songs could be good. Yes, like I'm not saying that he's whack, that he's a bad rapper, but I don't think he deserves to be mentioned around the Drakes and the Coles and all of them. You know, I'm not saying it's bad, but I don't think it's that amazing. I could put him with Tupac. They can be in the same basket.
What you're saying, someone said something similar about Ludacris. That
Ludacris is also because of his animation. They say he's underlooked.
yes,
Sorry. Jay-Z said that Ludacris, if he wasn't so animated in his videos and everything else, people would actually realize how dope he is as a rapper. He's so for him, the animation is costing him the lyricist title, basically. That's what Jay-Z
and
was saying.
I think he also agreed. I think Luda also agreed to that. He said, yeah,
and
I think he said
it's actually him. Yeah, he said like, yo, it's part of my character. Do you know, for example, it's like when you have the J. Cole and Kendrick and Drake conversation, right? There are many peers of their time, for example, who lyrically I think sometimes are just a little bit better than Kendrick. Like I think Big Sean lyrically really delivers, but the music he makes is not that loud that it doesn't get that type of traction. But if you actually listen to him, like, oh, Sean is always like delivering. He's never failed. He's never under-delivered on anything I've actually ever heard. But I guess, like, you know, like what he's saying, the Kendrick package comes really, like, you know, in the artistic package that people want to get. But for me, like, it's I think he's there in the top 5 conversation from his class, you know. Yeah, because I think it's him, Drake, Cole, Sean, Wale. Those are the people that he came up with in that time.
Yeah.
So I think he does make top 3 possibly in his class.
You know, I don't know if growing up it was the same with y'all, right? But talking about the whole animation thing, right? Back then, I used to think that Redman was a better rapper than Method Man because one, Redman is so much more animated. But now I'm more grown and I'm actually listening to what they're saying. Method Man leaves Redman behind. Like, not that Redman is whack, but Method Man is the better rapper. But because Redman was the animated one and he was all up in your face in the camera, even when you're listening, even if it's not a video, when you're listening, you can hear him playing with his voice, his pitch, and going up and down. And that is something that people resonate with, I guess. But yeah, and don't get me wrong, I didn't say Kendrick is thingy. Kendrick is whack. You know, I got family. I got people that love me.
You get shot in the street, son.
So, yeah.
What do you think about Busta Rhymes though? For someone who's being animated like that, do you think is dope?
I think
Do you know what? Right?
as
I
good
think
as
like I get what you're saying. Also, look, it's not like when you're a rapper, we can strip you of your what you call this of your like. This is just critiquing your powers. The same way people will critique Drake and be like, yeah, he sings. He does. But he also raps, 0 to 100, nigga, real quick. Draft day. He gets in there. He when it's time to put on the rapper suit, he does it, right? Then people are like, nah, but he sings, it's part of his artillery as well, right? But the irony is when you start to criticize Kendrick about his artillery, people get a little bit sensitive, right? Because they really like him that much. The same way, like when people are saying Pac ain't that great of a rapper, he's just really a passionate guy who sounds good on beats. So now when like you have who's a better lyricist between Tupac and Biggie, yo, my ninja, let's print out the lyrics, right? Let's highlight metaphors, bars, similes, cadence. Let's get in that, right? And let's see who, if we're using like different color highlighters to highlight points that reference, like, yo, here's a bar, here's a metaphor, here he's playing with this. I believe on my Biggie piece of paper, it will have like more highlightedness, right? And like
Yeah,
storytelling, like, yo, man, Biggie would get in that storytelling, bruh. Whoa, we've
right.
heard the tracks. When, like, sometimes when you're telling a story, the description part, to be able to bring your cadence and everything into that is the part for us that makes us say, like, yo, this guy's really good, right? But then I'm saying, like, here, if you get the opportunity to really dig into a rap and be like, I don't like this, I don't like that. Every rapper's got something that we can actually take out and say, this is using this as his superpower. He's using this as a
Yep.
crutch. So he's probably not saying anything. Like some these days, especially, you got rappers who got dope ass voices. But is he actually saying anything on the lyrics?
Yeah,
Nah, but we're
it's
gonna
like
let it
it's
slide
like
because
Snoop. It's like Snoop.
yeah,
Snoop can count from 1 to 10, but he would sound so
yes,
dope.
exactly. I think it was
Yeah.
on the Matt Hoffa show,
Mm.
where they had Method Man there, and then he actually said, like, I once said Snoop is like a bad rapper actor, you know. But how
Right.
many movies do you see Snoop on? How many, like, he's
It's
always
a
there in the
lot,
movie?
though.
Yeah, because he can generate the energy to make it look that good, even though he didn't
Right.
study the script like somebody else would, and it's not his full-time job. He can get there and pull it off. So I think even like the Kendrick thing is just like the animation is part of his package, right? It does make him look good. He's been able to do
Mm.
it the whole time, switch characters. So I think it's part of his package thing that you can possibly critique, just as you could critique anybody for whatever style they have. Just like you say in the whole Busta Rhymes. I think at that time, even I used to have mad love for Busta and Missy because they had that type of thing,
Yeah, and their music
where
videos were insane, though. Like they were completely different from anybody else's music videos.
lazy these days, dog. Okay, let me not say niggas is lazy, but like, yeah, I don't know what's up with the budgets in hip hop because we used to have these videos that looked like they were like a movie, bruh. All types
Bro,
of like it was crazy.
like Joe, even the movement, it's like they were beatboxing, like they used to come to your screen like
I think there's a video where like Missy's neck comes out and comes to the screen like,
yes.
yo,
Even
everything.
Busta, you remember that
You
song
want
where
to
I think he
rap
paid
with me?
4 million. I think no, not that one. I think he paid like 4 million with Janet Jackson. His head also does this as
Oh,
well.
make your body real wet. Yes. What's
Yeah,
it gonna
yeah.
be?
What's it gonna be? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think there's also like a crazy amount that Nas put down for "You Can Hate Me Now" with Diddy.
Mm,
Like, yeah,
right.
if I remember, there's a scene where there's like a tiger or some shit like that. Like they paid crazy, crazy amount. I don't know anybody recently who is actually putting up such craziness for like videos.
For a music video, né? And it makes sense because back then, there was no social media, né? So whenever
Mm.
you saw an artist in a music video, that's when you just appreciated them. So that's why I think they used to go all out in their music videos. Um, But now, man, I just feel like you're saying, it feels like some of them are so lazy. You remember Kanye West when he did The Good Life, bro? That music
Oh,
video.
too much.
Well, talking about music videos, also got new lighting and everything. It's come hit me. I was saying, talking about videos. I don't know. As much as people are not really feeling him right now, you should check out the baby's work. His
Yeah,
videos
actually,
actually
the only guy. Yes, yes,
is for
yes,
real.
yes,
He puts so much
yes.
effort into his music
Oh yeah.
videos. Actually check
All
that out.
right.
I mean, his music is not all that for me, at least, you know. But the videos, he actually is doing proper things.
You're so right because look, my mind is just slipping up. We were speaking just before you got back, right, from South Africa. We were talking about that. What do you call this? We're speaking about like how the crossover of conversation basically came from the whole animation of artists, like from their lyrics and everything. And we got to Busta Rhymes and Missy Elliott, how animated their videos were. So now that you speak about the baby, the last time I saw a lot of dancing in videos was actually in Missy Elliott, just like that, as you have it on the baby's videos, where it's like a full set, a whole set of people dancing, different dance crews. The most popular dance
Oh,
crews right now on social media are always appearing on the baby's videos. So
Yeah,
like yeah,
oh wow.
it's
he does get
hilarious.
involved.
Uh,
Yeah, I can't really think
So
of anybody off the top of my head who gets that involved in terms of animation
yeah.
towards their videos right now.
So he's keeping dance crews relevant because it feels like dance groups have sort of fallen off. Is it me? Am I the only one that thinks this way?
it's the age.
Yeah, man. When you get to sit at the back of the bus, the view at the front is kind of different. So like the older you grow,
Mm,
what you're searching to
mm.
find because like look, right now I can't hit my YouTube short right without passing through some Asian kids dancing to amapiano. And then I'll find
Right.
some other Asian kids dancing to some hip hop on the same like timeline. If I go into their actual account, I'll see, oh, so these guys is into this, this is what they're into. They just make these dancing videos. Like, yeah. Look, man, I think as long as music is relevant, dancing will always be relevant.
They will be dancing. They will be. I
Yeah.
mean, like there is actually the neighbor's kid, like his matric or whatever, and he's actually in a dance group and in a hip hop dance group, you know. And I was like,
Oh,
wow, I didn't know that still happens. He's like, nah, like the movement is still just as big. It's just that I guess we, like, as you said, when now you're sitting at the back of the bus, you don't really see it the same way anymore, you know? Yeah.
right, right. And what did you guys think about certain waves that happened within hip hop? You remember there was a Crunk era, there was a J Squad
Woo!
era, there was a Lil Wayne era. Right, right. What did you think of those? Especially if you grew up listening to, like you were saying, man, your Jim Joneses, your Method Mans, and your Redmans, and then here in walks your T.I. and your who's that guy? Meet the at the mall. It's going down. What's that guy again?
Young Jock.
A young child.
Young
Yes,
Joke, yeah.
hey,
Your Soldier Boys, those guys. How do
boy,
you guys
give
feel
me
about
nigga
that?
boy.
I will personally say, I've always actually this is the first time I can say in my whole entire life of listening to hip hop, this is the first time that I'm actually struggling to connect with whoever's making music right now. This is
Mm,
the first time ever. But from me listening to Dipset and all the other hardcore hip hop, I still gravitated towards Lil Jon, Young Jock, all those guys. When they came out, it was a movement. And shit, we're in high school at that time. It was amazing. Everybody wants to be dancing at the party. Everybody wants to be, I mean, nobody wants to hear, lyrical miracle when you're at a party. They all,
right, right. Boom bap and all of that.
um,
Right.
Nah, man. We used to call it even at the party, no bitch get music. Like, don't you play that nigga. Girls don't dance that at all.
yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
think that was a whole good movement. Now, like whatever took over from there to now is what I'm struggling with, Especially like
Mm,
I speak. I was telling Bucks the other day. I speak about it a lot lately. It's like so much murder now, like so much murder. Like, this
Mm,
is a nice dance beat.
mm,
Why are you killing somebody, yo? Don't you want to dance?
right.
This is a nice
Yeah.
track beat. Why are you killing someone?
The irony is when we were chopping it up with Eves, right? It's for me right now. I could say in the past, I'm gonna break this 5 years, right? I'm gonna break this 5 years up. In the past 5 years, like local hip hop is wilding out. You know, SA Cats is doing the most, bruh. And Eve's like my music source. He always have me like, yo, dog, catch this guy, catch this guy. We just jump into a tape, you know. I'm like, yo, you know, like I said to you, even there in my goats of like, yo, current times, people that I've listened to, I've been like, whoa. I listened to like Pretty the Soil album was just like way out this world, you know, how it was structured, subject matter, like how, you know, Zulu Mecca. There's that 3 piece that she did there. Like, oh man, that 3 piece is popping, son. Like,
Yeah.
you know, locally, I think everything else for me has been super crazy because just like Eve is saying, y'all in that man in America, they killing right now. Like everybody is dead on every song, your whole hood, your whole block. And I guess like you know, it's we are kind of responsible for it. You know, we birthed the culture to get to this extent because you'd be lying. Bone Thugs and them were killing, my nigga. You know, like 50 was killing. You know, Jay-Z did some killing. You know, everybody did some killing. So after a while, I can imagine if I'm coming up and, you know, like right now I mentioned to you, Griselda's my favorite rap group, you know. I was a big G Unit fan at one point, you know, and I've crossed over to Griselda and they are like the best at cocaine raps right now. You know, they sold all the bricks and they shot all the clips. So
Yeah.
you know, I can imagine
Yeah.
a version of myself at 16, right? I'm being birthed into this culture and I'm listening to Griselda. Then I discover, oh, wait a minute, I got a skill, and I can rap, and I got a friend who says he can make beats. Then we go to his house. Then we say we're gonna rap. What do you think I'm actually going to rap about? I'm gonna be on them cocaine raps, you know. That's all I know. That's
Mm,
all I listen to. So
right.
and everybody like hip hop is so heightened also. Like I'm going trying to be the best cocaine drug smuggler rapper. So I'm gonna express even exaggerated flows. So like yeah.
I think the one thing, like like how you just mentioned right now, yes, even back then they were killing, right? But it's like if you listen properly to what was being said back then to now, back then it was like I'm trying to get through whatever life situation was dealt to me, right?
Yes.
I'm trying to get through it.
Yes.
And because I'm trying to get through it somehow at some stage, I need to shoot this nigga in the face. Or that's what it is. Or life is so hard and shit. So the only way for me to actually get through this is to slang some crack. That was what was being said.
Mm,
Whereby now it's turned into some glorifying thing. They just shooting niggas in the face for no reason. Like you literally
That's
listen
what
to like one of my favorite jams. I know it's kind of what's the word? I'm contradicting myself, It's hypocritical because one of my favorite songs from the new age is Not a Wick, Won't Smoke. That song
big
bangs the fuck off.
smoke.
That song is lit.
That's what I'm banging, boy.
What are they actually talking about? Like there is no meaning to that killing in that song. But the whole song is about who won't smoke. I'm killing niggas. And it's like, all right, we hear you, but what's the point? Because I know when Cameron was rapping, he was rapping about dealing drugs. When Joel's was rapping about dealing drugs because that's what they had to do to survive. Whereby now it's like, now they're not even rapping about slanging drugs anymore. They're rapping about taking the drugs. It's like, yo, I'm gonna get
oh.
high. I'm high right now. I'm mixing the lean with the perk and I'm good. Whereby back then it was
Mm,
like, I'm selling the perk and I'm selling the lean, you see? So that's that whole thing where I say like it doesn't really connect with me But there are certain songs where I'm like, you know what? Fuck it, man. Kill that nigga. This shit bumps the fuck off. So it is
Yeah.
what Eh,
You know,
All right.
just to add on to what you're saying there, right? It's like if you look at yourself generally or how things are, you are always a majority of the time you are always an expression of your environment as a person, right? And
Right.
it's like
Right.
many people grow up in household where like alcohol is like banging, and then they become like super pros in the drinking leagues. You know, these niggas is not playing around. But it's like at the bendo, you know, the sip was just easy. And cool was trapping it, my old lady, everybody, you know. But if you
Right.
look at how like their parents drank, right? The parents drank chill, just chilling at the crib. There was no noise, you know, they were just playing there, some Huma Segala in the background, sipping on a whiskey, easy just, right? But that's that's not to sound religious, but that's the price you pay for sin. It's always going to be elevated, you know. It's you actually made me think about Cameron and them were also like, I'm selling these drugs just to get out the hood. And the irony is the hood still hasn't changed. It's just got worse, you know. Now
Right.
I'm shooting everybody in the hood because this place has just become worse, you know. And then I think about like female rap, you know. I look at who's this girl, bruh? Best rapper, man. We always talk about her. My brain is failing me, man.
Best female
Sorry?
rapper.
Rhapsody.
She.
Rhapsody, yes. You know, I go look at Rhapsody's album, right? I listen to Rhapsody's album, and then I go look at like her life story, you know. Man, she grew up with some white kids, you know. It was like she was sheltered in such a way, right? And then I look at some other female rappers, like how female rap came from like Lil Kim, you know. I used to be scared of the dick. Listen to that. That track was such a hit, and that's the first line on the song.
What did you
Now,
say?
the first line was, I used to be scared of the dick. That's Lil Kim. First line, way back in the
Jeez.
day. Right? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, step back. Go catch your time machine. Go listen to some of the things that like Lil Kim used to say, you know? And
Right.
then you go into like now your Nicki Minaj era, right?
Mm,
Pussy so oh shit, even Lil Kim's got a line that says pussy so wet make a nigga seasick. And that's a bar, nigga. I was like, what? Damn, that's crazy,
yeah.
you know? Um, then you come on to like the Nicki era, and then yeah, she's rapping, yeah, pussy, yeah, titties, yeah, you get shot. You know, she's a combination of things. Then there's a chick, I forgot her name. I saw her today on some article. Then I just opened the song. Yo, she is in there like with the dirty lyrics, you know? So like it's always going to magnify. So,
Right.
you know, I totally understand why we have a disconnect in this era because it just seems like what we were listening to just gone 10 times worse. And now it's
Right.
like, whoa, man, you know, it's like coming from watching a love scene to watching full blown on porn. It's just gonna be like it's gonna be too much for you. You're gonna be like, I can't. Like
Mm,
I gotta switch up.
mm,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, like, like how you mentioned, like how what we used to listen to. It's like I I personally I try my best. Like, when something new comes out, I'm like, man, let me hear what these kids gotta say, right? And it's
right.
like it's rare, well, not rare, but there are certain songs where you can tell where the potential is. Like, for instance, I wouldn't say he's one of the best rappers ever, right? But from when 21 Savage started up to now, those are two different people. That's not the same person,
Ooh,
right?
facts,
You know?
facts.
And when he started, it was rubbish rap. But I used to fucks with that music. It was rubbish, yes. He was sipping lean and fucking bitches and shooting niggas in the face, but I was like, this is nice. He has
Right.
refined his art in a certain way where now I still really like, I actually now really like it even more. Although it's not necessarily the same, but it's like, I think the thing that bugs me out is put some put some art in your killing, if that makes sense. Put
Oh
some
yeah, 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 yeah.
doing like it's anybody can like, especially because rap is It's words, you're talking, you know. So now, even when you're listening to the rhymes, like how the rhymes are being given right now, it's so much different. That's why we have our top five list and everything, because those are the people that actually run around the dictionary. You know, like that's why I said, like, yes, I might have said Kendrick doesn't make my list, but I know he rounds around the dictionary. Same with the Coles and the Drakes and all that, you know, whereby it's like they've put a certain art around those
Mm.
words instead of just mind, find, shine, hot like the sun, and then shoot a nigga in the face. You know?
You know, you've seen in J. Cole's pad, like, or whoever's pad, you know, where he scratched out that part because he felt like, yo, this it's a childish rhyme. I don't have to say it. I
Yeah,
make
yeah,
an effort to think of something better. You
yeah,
know, these niggas have wrote it. I've wrote it, nigga. I'm getting in the booth and I'm saying it. You know,
yeah,
so like,
They
yeah,
respected the pen, right? But you know what? You guys are saying something profound. You know, I've realized that, you know, the influence of hip hop has been so prevalent in a lot of black kids, from how people dress, how people speak. You know, some people have learned English through hip hop. Some people have learned certain words through
yeah.
English. Some people have learned about stocks and medicine, and they've learned about science and stuff because, you know, someone would rap about like science and they'll put it into their lyrics. You're like, yo, dog, I didn't even know, you know. And maybe that's something that's missing because it we used to learn from hip hop, you know, history and stuff like that. Like Nas would be talking about a land called Kush, and you're like, whoa, where's Kush? You know, they have to go and check on the atlas and stuff like that.
Yeah. But
it's still there. I believe it's still there. For example, like, look, man, on a commercialized side of things, you need to understand it's, for example, what's easier to access, your McDonald's or like a hella healthy diet. You know, you also need to always be in consideration of like, yo, bruh, you live in a world that is focused on its financial gain at the end, right? So even like in terms of hip hop, there are artists that are still there, you know, who are still preaching like a good message, you know, that has still got some content to that you can be like, damn. Like I said to you earlier on, I find in the past couple of years, I've enjoyed like the messages from what you call this local hip hop artists more than I have international artists. Like SA guys are killing it, you know. They're out
Right.
here. There's deeper talks are happening, you know. And when I mean deeper talks, I don't want you to get it twisted. Like these niggas is out here giving you like the Bible or something. No, but just general like our environment, you know, just giving you a scope of what like the environment is of the youth right now, you know, being able to self-reflect on like what are the girls like in this time, what are the guys like in this time, what are we all after in this time, you know. So like the music is there. I like to always say to anybody who's known me for the past 15 years will always know. I always say I've always been lucky because I've got Eves, the chick. Like there's nobody until he recently confessed this to me, who's been able to access me music like he has. You know, he's always
Right.
in the music. He always bring me like something to listen to. But now he told me he fell off because he's an old head. His younger brother running the streets now.
You know what? I can relate. I can relate, even though it was brief, né? But GT had a roommate back in college called G. That guy had so much music. He introduced me to people like Sign. You remember Sign, the group Sign? Sign Ready, I think it's Sign. And then the third day, like some underground guys, like people that I didn't even know existed. I'm like, yo, so I get it when you mean that, like you live and breathe this thing that you start knowing artists that, yeah, some people might not even know. I mean, my cousin introduced me to people like the Last Emperor, Mortal Technique, uh, people like that. I didn't even know existed, bro.
yeah,
You see, like the culture caters enough for everybody, bro. That's the thing I always tell people. Like, if you mad, like, oh man, I'm tired of all these niggas, you know, it's because you're not really making an effort to go there and find it. Like we have
Right.
every week we have something like where Eve's like in the WhatsApp group will give us like new music Friday, you know,
Yes.
like yo,
Yes.
and in that new music Friday, if you're really about the music, you'll run through everything, and what's not for you is not going to be for you. You
Yeah.
know, it's yeah, like he's saying, there's some ratchet tracks, my ninja. I'm not gonna lie, damn, they go in, bro. Some of them are thinking, damn, this thing is it's like listening, like, you know, maybe I went back into the past, you know, bump a little Illmatic, just be like, yo, man, Nas was really killing this album, you know, to think about the time it was produced. And then, like, you know, I ran into something new that's ratchet. I'm thinking, damn, the beat on this, and he may not be saying the flyest lyrics, but his delivery on it, you know,
It's on point.
I can hear everything. So like you just really gotta make an effort. If you're not lucky to have people around you that are really knee deep in the game to let you access good enough content. Like whenever I used to tell people that like your local hip hop is doing the most, it's just because unfortunately, especially now, oh my god, there's some really good local guys right now. Like yo, Eve, what's that guy that you dropped the other day, bro?
Tyson Siabate.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful
Ama-
piece.
Amazing. Amazing.
Mm. You know, you got guys like Touchline, you know, like they doing their thing, bro. You know, the subject matter is real. You can really understand what he's saying, you know. So like, yeah, you if you're really in the culture, homie, you if you're fully immersed, you make the effort. And these days, man, niggas is tripping, dog. Niggas lazy, bro. The culture is easy, dog. With Spotify, you can go find what you want to find, bro. Back in the days, you
That's
gotta go
true.
like go spend your money and buy a CD and come home and it's trash. And like, damn, that money's
I
gone.
wish. I wish.
That should be gone, nigga.
Yeah,
That's
man.
that's
Oh.
So, Ibs, are you like a DJ or something, bro?
No,
not
no,
even bump that. You
music,
like
bro.
it, homie.
Pardon?
Produce music. I'm not DJ now. I like make beats, produce artists, the whole recording, mixing and mastering, the whole works basically from
So you're
technical.
just a student of the game, basically. You're just a student of the game.
I don't know if it's a student or a lover of the game. I don't know which one would go with, but yeah, it's something I've
Oh,
really, yeah,
oh, shout out, shout out.
heard,
Are you
man.
also pushing any projects, my guy, Box?
No, not I've cooked up anything. You know, I think on some real talk, the devil has done his work this side with the level of procrastinating and not getting to doing anything. But like whenever Ease needs anything from me, I can always show up to the studio, put a verse down for him, whatever he needs. Whenever he's working on a project, it's something like that. But I believe, you know, um, with you putting us on like this right now, you know, maybe along the line we'll do a take for this type of situation.
Yeah,
That'll be dope. That'll be dope.
yeah.
Gents,
Just
hip hop is 50, man. So I just wanted to know, what does hip hop mean to you, man? What does hip hop mean to you guys?
Hmm. What does hip hop mean to me? Interesting. That's a crazy ass question, dog.
Like, okay, let me give an example. Let me give an example. I'll give an example with me and animation. Um, Animation, bro, it keeps me sane. We're living in a world where sometimes things don't make sense. Sometimes, man, you can easily get depressed. Sometimes you look out your window and nothing seems to be working. Whenever I turn on the laptop or whenever I watch Netflix and I see an animated project, I just get so immersed in whatever I'm watching, and I feel like animating or drawing something or learning something about animation. So that's what it means to me. It keeps me sane. It makes me feel like there's a sense of purpose in the world, if that makes sense. Like I have to do something worthwhile to expand my creativity. That's what it means to me. When all fails, animation would be something that keeps me sane. If that makes sense. Maybe that will help. Maybe with the question. I don't know.
Definitely does because a few things that you mentioned there, like it just kind of revived my mind there. Like it's therapeutic. It's like therapeutic. Like right now, like how how most people, right? Especially most people that come to the studio when I speak with them, right? They'll tell me about how I want to blow up, I want to make it big, I want to be a big ass rapper, which there is nothing wrong with that, right? There is nothing wrong
Right.
with that. But on the other side, it's like, are you doing that because you love it, or are you doing that because you want to be famous? It's the same thing where I know I'm going the longer way to answer the question, but there was this show on Netflix, Rhythm and Flow. I don't know if any of you have watched it, but the winner, who was D Smoke, he said something that really made so much sense to me, because throughout the whole series, every contestant kept talking about, this is gonna, gonna change my life, Oh, I'm in the hood, oh, I'm struggling and whatnot. And this smoke, the winner, said he's here to better his craft and learn as much as he can so he can make better music. And it's like where there's that little difference between the two. And I think that's what I could say it means to me. Like every day, like in a week, in a 7-day week, there's probably 4 to 5 days where I'm either talking hip hop or making hip hop music in general, but hip hop predominantly, like it's on my lunch hours, like with this working from home thing, on my lunch hours, put on the stool, make a beat, or I don't know, like make a song. It doesn't matter. Whatever inspiration I get, Or sometimes I wake up at like 5 a.m. in the morning and there's something ringing in my head. And before I start work, I need to put it down, or else, like, I'll lose that idea. And that's how much
Mm.
to me. It's like it's so therapeutic where everything else can happen. And I know eventually at the end of the day I can just go back, put on my headphones and just have a good time.
Oh, that's dope, bro. That means you're living it, you're breathing it. It's passion, bro.
It is
Like you said,
passion.
it's the lover. Like you said, you're a lover of the game. And now I get the difference now between the lover and student. Like,
Uh,
geez, that's crazy. And you, bro?
Um, I think I'm not sure if this line came from a movie, but we're gonna snatch it real quick. Um, like I would say it is hip hop is like the soundtrack to my life, you know. Um, throughout throughout every moment it's been there, you know. It's getting girls, getting money, turning up, going through breakups, you know, we're about to go whip a
Right.
nigga's ass. It's been there, you know. It's played in the car, it's played in the headphones, it's played everywhere, you know. It's catered to every moment. That's why I say it's like the soundtrack to my life, you know. And just like Iz was saying, there's other music, no doubt, that features because I think we are more in love with music. But you know, like hip hop has been there. It's been able to cater to me like nothing else has, you know. And like I usually say, not I usually, you can generally see it like with people in the culture because it influences, like you said, in many aspects of our lives. You know, it's not like
Mm.
you can't just listen to hip hop and take off your earphones and go on about your life. You slang, bruh. Like now niggas is saying bit. There's a time we were saying it's getting crunk. You know, turn up,
Yeah,
lit. You know,
yeah,
like
yeah.
all the way.
Bling. Yeah.
My nigga, the president. What was that? What was that? Was that jazz music? Was that gospel? Talk to me, brothers. What was that right there? You know, but that's just generally like the culture in itself. So you know, it expressing it. I think all of us feel the same. You know, it's always going to be here. You know, and to hear that it's turning 50 is just like so crazy because it feels like this thing has been here for like way longer, right? But I guess it's also because my time with it has just been so much, so much, so much. It's affected so much in my life. That's why I say like, yo, man, it's the soundtrack to my life.
Mm. Ah, no, shout out. And you guys mentioned female rappers before, man. who do you think like is one of the best female rappers right now? I'm not okay of all time actually because I don't wanna. I know there's like your Cardi B's and is it Ice Spice or something like that?
Cardi, yeah, Cardi. Woo!
And then there's like people who came and went like Iggy Azalea, but we had people like Queen Latifah, we had people like Left Eye, we had Rah Digga, you know, we had Eve, you know, those ones. I don't know who do you guys like really feel like when you listen to her music, you're like, yo, you even forget, you know, that she's a lady because the bars are that dope.
Rhapsody. To be honest, the only reason why I didn't put Rhapsody as part of my top five is because we niggas. Sometimes we forget. But Rhapsody is definitely one of the best rappers out there. Like I would
Wow.
put her in the same. Like if they told me, okay, here's a house where you can get all your rappers to collaborate, Rhapsody would be part of the group. Definitely, she's to me she's the best female rapper we've had. I don't even like to call her a female rapper because I associate female
Mm.
rapper with something else. I think Rhapsody is just a full on rapper,
Overall.
full on rapper.
Wow.
Because we don't say male rapper, so why we say female rapper? You know, I think
Exactly. No, that's
Rhapsody.
true. That's very true. What you're saying is very true. You know, I was having a conversation with someone and we were
All
saying that.
that nonsense. I can fall back with all that.
Man, get
Um,
over it.
you know, I'm gonna give you tonight, but I'm gonna remember this and I'm gonna put it in the WhatsApp group. There's actually a reason why the categories are actually split up, but I'll give you a reason. When I remember it, I've got it on my WhatsApp. And
All
I
right.
also was like, oh, okay, this guy actually makes sense of why everything is separated, just the same way you've got your male bathroom and your female bathroom. It's got nothing to do with your level of skill or whatever, but it's actually, I think it's chromosome or something. But anyway, I'll find it for you and I'll drop it for you guys in the group.
Okay.
But
Yep.
anyway, like yeah, I totally agree with Ease as well. You know about Rhapsody and why I'd like to express why I give it to Rhapsody. Nah, like Ease knows this man. My favorite hip hop is that like pull up shooting nigga. You know, like I love that gangster shit. Like I said to you, back in the time it was G Unit, now it's Griselda. No, nothing has changed. I enjoy this. So way back, there's a track, Buster Rhymes and Rod Digger. Woo! Like she goes toe to toe with Buster, you know. I'm thinking,
Yeah, yeah.
like she does her thing, you know. Foxy Brown also like what, you know? Yeah. But sometimes when we compare your craft, like in our circles, right? So like world, you can chill on your circle, but in our circle, when we compare your craft, sometimes it's about like the whole project, right? What you call this? All these other people's projects are dope, but they will never match the quality of art that she did on a project. You know,
Mm,
it's
mm.
like, yo, man, take some time. The labeling of the songs, one, you know, when you just look at how she's labeled all the
Album.
songs. Sorry,
Are you talking about the what's the name of the album again?
uh,
Um,
let me. I gotta hit like
okay.
give me like one second.
Just give me a second, guys. I need to open for my cousin. Oh, sorry, gents. Are you guys still there?
Yeah, now we still here, man. That's the most
All right. So,
popular line in hip hop. You know that?
oh,
Yo,
really?
yo, man, we recorded. Chill out, chill out. We recorded. Niggas is always
all
walking
right.
in
No,
the studio.
yeah, yeah. I'll check Rap CD out, man. I'll definitely do that. Um, but yeah, man, we've been pushing for an hour now. It's crazy, eh? You can talk about hip hop and an hour can just go by without actually checking out the time. That's really cool. That's really cool. So, are there any recommendations? I think every episode we need to make like a recommendations segment where you can recommend a few songs to people. So, Eves, do you have maybe some songs that you would like people to check out and artists?
I would say an actual album, not songs. It's the album I'm listening to right now. I'm trying to get the name of the album. Give me a second. Killer Mike, though.
Sure.
It's by Killer Mike. Um, and it's called Michael.
Oh, his name. Dope.
Yes. Yeah. So that's the album I've been listening to lately, and whew, it's good. It's very, very good. Yeah, off the top of my head, that's what I can think of right now.
Is that the latest album or is it an old project or?
It's the latest one. It's the latest one.
Oh, okay. No, I'll definitely listen to that because hey, I'm playing catch up with you guys, man. Like Yalla hip hop hits for sure. And you, bro?
For me, like yo, we have to do that the Eve album by Rapsody. Like, check it out, man. It's quality, bro. Quality music. And then Special Machinery, 38 Special and Conway the Machine. Like, woo, I was bumping it in the
Yo,
gym today. I was
actually,
lifting
actually,
all the
I just discovered Conway Machine today, bro. Conway Machine is the guy who got shot in the head, right? And his mouth is a bit
yeah, the machine.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, that guy,
Yeah,
man. I was
that's
listening to some freestyle that he was doing. Hey, he was going in.
I mean, you see what it looks like now after he
I
got
guess
shot.
he gets busy.
Like he's got permanent rap face. It's impossible for him not to rap good. Like the way that guy is
Ah, it's
Yeah,
impossible.
he's got a
Right.
permanent mean mug, bro. It's like it's a permanent mean mug, bro.
crazy.
Hey, cause I also saw a
Uh,
video where Vlad mentioned something, and hey, he almost went in on Vlad. Yo, it's like, yo, are you
Is
comparing this guy to this guy? Yeah.
you should send the link, bro. I want to check that out.
No, I'll definitely do that. I'll definitely do that.
Word, word.
And all right, gents. No, thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Guys, do you guys have any parting words for whoever's watching this that's in the game? I don't know.
next
Um,
week, nigga.
see you next time. See you next week. And and niggas kill niggas in songs.
Yeah, I know that.
And you,
That's that.
bro?
Same thing, man. See you next week. You got us here. You better be
Yeah, yeah.
ready to be baptized in the fire of the culture because like we get real busy. I think also what we will do to just to elevate our game as well, to what you call this, you know what they do to like to these chickens? This chicken is born and they pump it with all the stuff and it's ready to be cooked next week. I think also to do that for you is as the things go on in the WhatsApp group, we'll also just keep you involved culture-wise. We'll send you like new albums that drop and then run through them
Sure,
yourself. So whenever we link up, we're able to be like, yo, what do you think of this? What do you
sure,
think of that? What do you think of this?
for sure.
Did you think that track was fire? Which track did you think was whack? Like, while we're here, can I ask E something real quick?
Awesome.
Sure.
38 Special, the machine, who you think ate the most?
38, bro.
All right.
38
All
only.
right.
So, out of that whole camp, I know you were doing an outro there, but I have to say, out of the whole camp, 38 takes Conway, West Side, everybody, bro. Benny, like 38 is the guy. He's that guy.
All right.
Oh.
So we need you to go listen. You go mediate this. You go mediate this, and you go let. Because I
Yeah,
think the machine was eating, man. I think the machine was eating. Yeah,
yeah,
there's some tracks I have to give it to. It was very tight for me. Like if it was like it felt like it was like a 5/4. I think it was just this one track where the machine has just like, this last verse where he starts very slow and then he just balls out. Like in the gym, I literally put the weights down and I ran that whole track back to be like, yo, nigga, who took your money? Like, why you rapping like, let me play some things. But like, all right, homie, go listen to the album, but I'm gonna jump into the Killer Mike also so that like, yo, we can also run it back next time we link
Yeah,
up. Stay tuned,
straight
that was
up,
good.
straight up.
Yeah, let's
So
let's
it's
open.
Michael and the song that you're talking about now with 38 and
right.
Conway Machine. All right.
Conway,
We'll
yeah,
drop it in the group.
I'll drop it in the group there.
Okay. All right. No, cool. Guys, thank you so much. As you can see, this is the first episode of this podcast. We just call it hip hop for now, but yeah, we're just covering quite a number of things, the culture. how we fell in love with hip hop, who our top fives are, who we think is dope, some of the dopest female rappers, whether Parkers was good, delivery, people who do animation in their hip hop stuff and delivery. So yeah, I hope you learned something. And with my two hip hop here, heads over here, Eves, and I think it's Bogs, right? Or is it Bo? The X is silence.
BUX. Nah,
BUX. Oh,
Bucks.
okay.
BUX.
Bucks. Oh, Bucks. Okay. All right. So from the three of us, thanks for checking us out, and we'll see you on the next one. All right. Cheers.